Okay, we are live. My God, I'm so excited to have. I'm so excited to have my girls here, and I decided to name this. Just what I said, SUR-VICTORs. SUR-VICTORs.
Wow.
Because we are survivors of a many things, but we are very, very victorious. I believe that we are, and today is the day that I have survived September the 6th. I am a Sir Victor, where that devil thought that he was going to take me out on September 6, 1974. I was only 18,
Wow.
but God allowed me to survive that. And so today I got the girls here at my office that came by to do some service for me. And I said, I put them on the hot seat. I said, y'all come on and go on with me live today so I can talk about where we are as far as Sir Victors and where we are in this time with so many women dying.
Yes.
Later today, we're going to have Apostle Dr. Sandra Lemons is going to come and kind of like an interview with me about how did you get in this stuff, girl?
Wow.
You know, how did I get here? You know, and so I want y'all to introduce yourself, and then we're gonna start the conversation. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'll start. Hello, my name is Alice Newton.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it. My name is Prophetess Monica Ushery, and I am a wife to Apostle Colis Ushery, and we just have the great pleasure of knowing Dr. Murphy, who is such a beautiful woman, powerful woman of God. And so I'm just elated to be here, happy to be able to partake in this right here. So,
God, y'all, they already know. I really, because they know as a midwife, they know I'm gonna start pushing.
Wow. Yes.
Okay, saying you can push too.
Oh,
You know. But one of the things that I felt was necessary for today, I've been doing this series that's leading up to the day that I got shot. Y'all gotta talk louder. This thing's way over there.
Okay.
You gotta talk a lot louder. We know
Okay.
this door so that we won't have no interruptions.
Okay.
We won't sling them. Let's see. So anyway, okay, now we really tried it.
All right.
So, one of the things that I found during my challenge as someone who was a single parent at 18, I found that it was very difficult for me, especially going through the trauma of so many different things, incest, and violence and stuff like that. And so many people who are dealing with things that call themselves, black sheep of the family.
yes.
I believe that God really wants us as elders, those that have been survivors of so many different traumas and different things, and I call them family secrets, that many times we don't want to say anything. But I believe that I'm accountable to my sister to help a sister out, and I believe that God is giving you all the opportunity too to share anything you want to share here today because we're talking about changes today. I talked about choices, I talked about chances yesterday, but now we're talking about changes. And one of the things that I had the quote here that says, you must make a choice to take a chance or your life will never change, which is so true.
Yes.
You got to make a choice to take a chance.
Wow.
I took a chance on September 6th. I took a chance to go to work knowing that he was stalking me and everything and that he was threatening me. He threatened me the night before, that he was going to kill me on Friday, that I would be dead. On September 6th back then was on a Friday. And I bless God that I took that chance because I knew that I had to go to work and I had to take care of my kids. And many of the women, though, what I have a problem with today, as a Sir Victor, I did sacrifice my life and my children's life because anything could have happened to them. I left them when I ran out of that house, for my life. But we got a lot of women who sacrificed their kids because of what they've been through. So they want to keep the man, they want to keep the sex, they want to keep the clothes, And we got a lot of first ladies, I know I'm probably talking to you too, who stay there because they want to make sure they keep that seat, keep that seat, keep that place where they can look, so blessed and highly favored and reverenced, but people are dying today. And today we just want to give y'all an opportunity to hear us as elders and Sir Victors of many things. So who want to start sharing anything? Remember, we got to talk loud so they can hear us.
All right.
About our change. We got some changes here. We made some changes
She
here.
pulled stuff out of me.
Oh, yeah. But we made some changes. She's going to share a couple of changes today.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you, Lord.
So, as a daughter, my mom, I seen so much abuse within the relationship. So I wasn't ever privy to a good relationship. I was privy to the bad ones.
Yeah.
So I seen a lot of abuse among the couples, and that was something that even me as a wife, I had to grow out of. I seen the fuss and the cussing, the
Yeah.
arguing, the hitting, the big, just
Right.
the
Yeah.
whole nine. And like one of the young ladies that was here, I was the mom
Yes.
that said I will never have my kids do this or do that.
Right.
And I grew up and I found myself actually treating my son like I said I wouldn't do. And the Lord reminded me,
Wow.
and I wasn't even saved,
My God.
reminded me that this is what you said you wasn't going to do. And I repented. I repented
Yes.
in my heart,
Yes.
and I repented to God. And from that day forward, I never did that again.
Yes, God.
But I never wanted to treat my kids, extra special,
Yeah.
but special. If
I was
you could say
different.
that.
I was really, really different. I was the mother who made the son weak, because I figured I'm a single parent, you don't have your dad. So I made him weak.
Overcompensate.
Didn't let him cut the yard.
Yeah.
I would hire somebody to cut the yard, those kind of things. And so we got women that are weak, and we say we're not going to do these things. And I said, I'm not going to because I saw all my brothers that was acting weak, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But you repented. I didn't repent. I just kept saying, I know I'm doing the best I can to protect him.
Well, I repented because I know one thing the Bible says to train. And so when I hear train, I think of the army. The
Yeah.
army trains.
Right.
They're not concerned about how you feel or what you're going through. They're training you for a purpose,
Right.
on purpose.
Mhm.
And so when you think about when you're training your children, even now we have to train our children for purpose, on purpose.
That's right.
No matter how it feels to little Johnny and little
Mhm.
Right. We got to
Right.
make sure that those, especially our boys,
Yes.
because we're having, like you said, they're dying. They're dying. They're just dying. And so we need to have the mindset that we're training our children. We're training them, and we hear this in the Christian world, training to reign. But we're truly doing that, training
we really are
to reign, and not just reign in the church.
Right.
Reign in your family.
That's right. Reign in your talents, in your business,
in
your other things.
Yes,
right.
That's what we're doing. We're trying to teach them to reign in these things and be kings and and priests in their homes.
That's right.
Not that they're sitting back, and not that they're trying to have this macho image, because they have to love their wives, but learning that balance, because
Yes.
we have to have the balance. Everything won't look perfect,
right.
But we have to be the ones that know to do right and do it.
That's it. That's it.
What I believe.
What about you?
Well, Dr. Murphy, as Prophet said, your story brought out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It brought up a lot.
Yes.
A lot of stuff that I tried to suppress.
Yes.
Now, my mother and father, it was a very volatile relationship.
Okay.
He was, I think, one of the meanest men that I've
My
ever
Lord.
seen. I remember him as a child. I would hear him grit his teeth. I was surprised a man even had teeth, because he'd get so angry about something not being done in the home that he just grind his teeth, and he just made it a living hell
my Lord.
for my mom. And I know it was just me. She
Mm-hmm.
only had the one child. And I just remember the one day that she said, "Come on, baby, we're fixing to go."
Mm-hmm.
We got out of that relationship, out of that house.
Yeah.
And I never saw him hit her, but the words and just his voice, it did something to me. And I think, growing up, I always had a fear of
the loudness.
Mm-hmm. Whenever I hear men speak loudly, it brought something out in me.
But I was different. When you start getting loud, next thing I know, I'm trying to see if I'm going to cook grits or grease. What I'm going to do, but this is what my mama did. So we find ourselves ready to be on guard to fight. And I wasn't fighting. I mean, no, nobody else going to hurt me. And so this is what I went through. So that trauma made me be very violent as a young girl, even, making sure that I'm going to protect myself. So that sound, even though, like you said, it was just like I don't know why. It's just like, don't you yelling at me? And he probably just raised his voice up for you to hear him.
Yeah.
But he's talking a lot. You're like, wait a minute, what are you trying to say here? But I was always, you trying to get you trying to try me? You don't want to try me.
Right.
Not this time. I won't be shot this time. You will go out in the body bag this time.
Right.
But I made up my mind now that I'm going to make sure I shout from the housetop to make sure that people that are watching, women that have the opportunity to listen to this, whether they hear it now or later, they'll know that we do have trauma. Let's face that.
Yes.
We all have something that we face every day that we got to get a little bit about, a little counsel about.
Yes.
I tell people, if you don't get no help, you're going to be right where you are. Ain't no change going to happen, right? Ain't no change going to happen. Things going to remain the same. You are a therapist. I am one. And she herself has dealt with people who have recognized people who can see, because she's a seer too. She can see this person needs some help. And we're not scared to get no help ourselves.
No. Right.
If you ain't, if your counselor, your coach ain't seeing nobody coach them or counsel them, there's something wrong with that.
That's one of the things that I would say, one of the things that I would say is always to find somebody that you can be mentored by. I don't care if you think you know the rooftop, you know the world. Find somebody that can help you in areas, somebody that you feel safe, that you can talk to, that you can get good counsel. The Bible talks about being in the safety of good counsel. So we need that, especially as women, because we carry so much on our shoulders. We wear so many hats that we don't sometimes take the time to do our own self-care. We don't take the time, to just sit back and just say and just quiet our minds, because we're so busy giving, pouring. So we don't take the time to let us be poured into. That's right. And so I would say find at least 2 to 3 people. It's not going to be easy. So I'm not saying that. But just know and discern when you're in a safe place. If you see somebody, or you know somebody that can help you and that you're safe with them, then your best bet is to get under their wing. Show yourself friendly so you can have a friend. Show yourself friendly so you can tell your thoughts to. That's right. Somebody that you can tell your thoughts, because one thing you don't want to do is, have those little foxes on that vine. Come on. You want those foxes off. I don't care if you saved or not. Yeah. Them little foxes, they'll get on that vine. You gotta have somebody to be accountable to. You have to, because it's just so imperative, especially as women of faith, and even, trying to be, coming into the faith. We need accountability. We need somebody to hold our hand. And we just got to get unafraid. If you don't trust somebody, find somebody you trust. There you go. But find good, godly counsel that you trust and that that will help you through those times. So, and not even in a time, it may be something off the top of your head. Off the top of the head, that's right. You're going through it. You need people in your life. In my mentoring, I'm going to share too. In my mentoring part, because it brought back to me when you were saying accountability. I really believe that as women come with other women that are sharpening them and trying to give them sound counsel. We already know we were stubborn too. We don't want to hear it. All I know is it feel good. He's taking care of my bills. And I know he hit me, he didn't mean it. He do his honeymoon scene and we back together, But when we get the sound counsel, and my mother gave me sound counsel, she told me, even though I watched her get beat, I still felt that these same things that she demonstrated, that these is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be a strong woman. I'm supposed to be wanting to stay with my man. But this here deception that you should stay there, in all things, that you're supposed to submit to all things, is a lie from the pit of hell. We're not going to submit to verbal abuse. We're not going to submit to all these name callings and things like that, and put downs and and things that make you feel so hard or fearful that you can't accept the call in your life, because they say ain't no woman no preaching in this house. I'm the only one in this house. But we all have gifts. God has called us all this last day. And that includes women, boys, and girls, and the elderly. He's called us all. But 5 things that I think that we all should think about, and y'all can jump in there if y'all know any. I'm going to let you go ahead and do that. One of the things, you need to make sure you have somebody that's got light spirit. I always say, get with your kind.
That's right.
You know, got a
Exactly.
life spirit. And the
Yes.
second one, making sure that you got somebody that you know, like you said, that you can be accountable to.
Yes.
You know, that these people are either your pastor, your first lady, your mentor, your midwife, whatever that is, your coach. You got somebody you can be accountable to. You know, then the third thing is to make sure that you got somebody who's going to actually teach you, prune you up. That means I may be able to be close to you, and I feel like that you're the one with my kind, but you might not even have what I need to take me in the apostolic oil of my life.
Right.
So I need to get with someone who has the apostolic oil on my life, on their life, so they can teach me the things that to grow me up to the call of my life.
Yes.
What's number 4, you think? I think number 4, make sure that you know how to be a good father or parent. So remember, this issue that we're talking about, even though we're victims, it does not limit men. Men got Jezebelic wives. Men are Jezebelic too.
Yes.
So it is not, it is not no demon. It is a spirit. It is a principality, a power, contending power. And so we got to make sure we understand it's a struggle in the spirit to make sure you're not going to get me. I'm going to get you before you get me. And I'm going to control you and manipulate you to get what I want. And so that's what that spirit's about. But what do y'all add to those 3 that I said? About what else we can make sure they understand and get some help. We know counseling is one of them. You know, I want to say something about counseling. I want to say something. You know, we got a lot of counseling. Coaches get mad at me all the time. You know, because I'm a coach. I'm not trying to coach you. I'm trying to counsel you. So there is a difference. Okay. So don't get mad at me because I'm telling the person, oh, your coach. Well, your coach is not going to be able to help you there.
Right.
You know, but first of all, you need somebody who is going to walk in those areas that's going beyond coaching you in your career and your talent. I want to talk to you about that thing that's sleeping inside of you, that lust, that soul tie. That's what I need to get you at. And so if you still dealing with the soul tie, eventually you're going to get tricked by that one that you got wrapped up in the soul tie. The soul tie don't necessarily have to be with no man. It could be with women or friends. It could be a church that ain't taking you nowhere to the hell in the handbasket. And you need somebody who's going to tell you that they ain't no good at that church. No. You need to come out of that there. You need to come from over there. You know, and so you need somebody who's going to show you, okay, without being afraid to show you. And then you got to be able to accept that if God has sent you to that person. So there is a difference between a coach and a counselor. So what was you going to say?
Now, what I want to say is what really gets me is when you're in the church, you see these young girls that come to church dressed inappropriately, and, you know, that's doing the wrong things, and the elders sit back and talk about it.
I know that bothers me
instead
too.
of pulling them in, trying to help them. Back in the day, that's what they did.
Right.
You know, the older people helped them.
Right. Well, how you gonna have change if you not demonstrating change for me? Now, when I was like that, and I was at the club, and I would go that morning, I'm trying to find Jesus. And I still got my big hoop earrings on and my little short dress that I done bought from Wieners or wherever it was back then. You know, I done had it on their way. You know, and then I come in there thinking I'm trying to look, you know, like I'm a woman who wants God. But when I get in there, they have my thought rags all across me in my lap, and you know, baby, honey, you gotta come here now. You gotta come out of that. Well, that's not the way you do that. This is why they're losing these people today, because they're doing that.
That's right. I think I can really speak to that because I was one of those kids going into church, and I remember a woman telling me, you know, you're not supposed to be wearing no pants into the church. You shouldn't be wearing that and this. And I said, well, she said, the Lord will tell you. I said, well, the Lord hadn't told me anything. That's what I said. I'm just being honest. I was young, and I said, the Lord didn't tell me that. He may have told her that. Because see, the one thing that we do have to remember is that not everybody deals with the same demons, if I can say it that way.
That is true.
Some women can't wear pants because they got a demon when they put them pants on and make them act a certain way. They may do a certain thing. Some women don't have issues with wearing pants because it ain't doing nothing
and
to
it's
them.
graceful. And I certainly wear them gracefully.
Right. And so we have to just keep in mind, this is what I believe, and this is what I experienced too, is that when you're dealing with young women, you have to love them where they're at.
That's exactly right.
And you said it, Apostle. You said you have to demonstrate it.
Right.
So you come in, you want them to change. You let them see you demonstrate the change. You be the change that you want to see. That's how it has to be. And they catch on. They see you sharp, and they be like, oh, I don't gotta wear this. I like the way she dressed. And you know what happens? And that's a spirit that is a contagion, just like the spirit when they want to wear these little bitty clothes. But it will, the Lord will deal with them by your actions. We have to be an example to this is what a leader is. We don't see. This is where leaders get it messed up,
Yeah.
and even managers. They tell managers to manage people. You don't manage people.
That's
You
right.
lead them by
You lead.
example. You cannot manage a person. You manage things. I manage this coffee I'm drinking.
There you
I
go.
manage this pencil when I
That's
write
right.
because I'm telling it where to
That's
go.
right.
But you lead people with your own direction,
With
your
actions.
own example,
That's right.
your own integrity. This is what they see.
That's right.
Then you think it's quiet, and no, they can see. People can see.
Yeah.
And I wanted to speak to the other thing that you said. You said in the relationships, and I really wanted to say this so that women and men, because men get abused
Right. That's
too.
exactly right.
When you're staying with a spouse or staying with a significant other that is abusing you, whether it be mental, physical, whatever it
Verbal,
is,
right.
verbal,
Financially.
financially,
Financially,
all
that's
of that.
right.
I'm telling you, that is a weakness.
That's correct.
Staying is a weakness. If they cannot figure it out, if y'all can't figure it out, then that is a weakness to let somebody to allow. Because see, what's happening is you're allowing it, and you're not aware or privy that you're allowing it because you love this person, and that
Right.
is. See, this is a counselor coming out of me. That's
Yeah.
totally understandable. But now you have to separate your emotions, and you're gonna have to think farther than your emotions, because
That's right.
my emotions tell me to stay because I like the feeling.
That's come on,
Emotions
child.
tell me to stay
Yeah.
because I'm gonna miss out on what he got or
Or
what
pray
she
that
got.
she might be in my
Yeah,
bed, or
or-
he might be in my
Yeah.
bed.
But
So-
the thing is when the Lord deliver you,
Come on,
honey,
child.
run.
I know
Run,
that's right.
run,
Run for your
Not
life.
walk, run away.
This
Turn
day
around.
here, I ran. I think I'm on
Yes.
the camera. This day here, I ran for my life. Sex was good, okay?
Yeah.
I was taken care of, but I was mentally, physically, and verbally abused. And
Yeah.
I was not going to take it anymore. I made a decision no more. We're going to talk about that
Yes.
later today with
That's
the
so
apostle
good.
about actually what happened. One of the things that I wanted to bring out was Psalms 119:71. That's my favorite. I always say that because it is good for me that I was afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. A lot of women don't learn. That's why there's no change, what we're talking about today.
Mhm.
You don't learn. Here we are, seasoned women, talking about change.
Mhm.
Based on what we talked about, I know many of you who may be watching us today, you won't change.
Mhm.
You're looking for something to
Mhm.
change in your life,
Yeah.
but you have fear. You have fear of failure. You have fear that they're going to say, I told you so, he wasn't no good, or she wasn't no good. I told you don't marry her, she was this or he was that. But we need to make sure that change is going to cost you. This is the quote that I've been saying: the pain of preparation is much less costly than the pain of regret.
Yes.
I had that regret. And many people today are regretting that they married somebody because they know it was about the sex, about the finances, taking care of them.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to see if y'all want to share something. We got like about 10 more minutes. Anything y'all wanted to share about what you feel that God showed you that costed you, that we want to let them know that we are SUR-VICTORs and that we are women of power through him. That greater is he now in us,
Yes.
even though we went there. So we want to talk about change today, so you can know that this little short part that we're getting ready to do here, that we are doing here, and prayerfully they'll come back. Because I put them on the spot.
They will.
That's why y'all.
Oh,
That's why they will.
yeah.
I love
Prayerfully they'll come back.
Yes.
Because we talking about some raw stuff that the people don't want to talk about. But those who know me, I didn't earn my name, Dr. Keep It Real for nothing. I keep trying to come out of the camera here. Dr. Keep It Real for nothing. To God be the glory. And it was painful. We just share a lot of this shame and stuff. But somebody got to pull them out of hell's fire. Somebody got to tell truth. And this is where we are now. I always say, if you're not ready to tell your truth, then you're hiding the demons that's going to grow up. I say, kill it before it gets grown.
Yes.
I don't want to fight.
Yes.
Kill it before it gets grown.
Yes. Yes. So I just want to say this. You said so much. You have me, every time I get around her, she just waking up this prophetic on the inside of me. You just waking my spirit up. So I just wanted to say, I wrote some notes. Change. I just want to say this. That everybody's listening. Don't be discouraged from where you're at.
Yes.
This is because we all had to go through the metamorphosis.
Yes, Lord.
All I wanted to say.
Good.
Just don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged because the thing change. It starts with the decision.
Yes, that's
and
good.
You can make the decision today.
Right.
You can make the decision. It starts within the heart.
Come on.
It starts here. It starts in the heart. You have to make that decision. And when you do that, that's when you're going to start seeing changes. I don't care if it's just a little change, baby steps, whatever it is, make the decision. That's even the Bible talks about making a decision. There's no middle ground. It's a fence. It's this side or the other side.
Right.
You have to make the decision no matter how it hurts. Then once you make the decision, the healing starts immediately.
That's right. It does.
You start going through the anguish, and it's almost like it's almost like somebody that was addicted to drugs that's got to come off of it, and they can't let it go, even when they're off of it and their body is withdrawing from it. Allow your body to heal from the withdrawals, because it only gets better. It gets better, and the pain gets less and less. But you have to make the decision. As soon as you make the decision, and it's not going to feel like you starting the healing process, but the healing process has started as soon as you made the decision.
That's true. You know, yesterday I talked about a little bit about the word the Lord gave me, the prophetic message. I thought it was very powerful. He said, you're still pregnant with fear and regret.
That's right.
You know, people are still pregnant with that. But this is the month you got to make a decision. You know, it's birthing out and have that baby. It's painful. And one of the things that I also thought about this small prophetic meaning of something that has like a little leak in it. He said a small leak will sink a great ship. Even the greatest ship, it will sink it. And I think what you're talking about, we need to know we got to have wisdom though. When we're making this decision, like you said, to take action for safety. I feel that my decision and me taking that chance, what I talked about yesterday for change, I may not have made it wisely, because he had already told me that he was going to kill me on Friday. Believe him or her when they say, I'm going to kill you. You know, because it ain't just men saying that. We got women saying that too. I'm going to kill you. Because they're tired of being hurt. They're tired of being abused. And so this is what I want to bring out. And the other thing that I want her to think about, and whenever she's talking to, is to think about what Martin Luther King said. I said, the time is always right to do what is right. He said, the time is always right to do what is right. And I felt that it was right for me to leave so I could put myself out of harm's way, my kids out of harm's way, because I didn't know, because now we got them killing the whole house. You know what I'm saying? They kill the children to get back at you, or they kill the whole house and they kill themselves. I'm just so grateful that y'all came today for us to be able to share with those that are watching our SUR-VICTOR messages of hope, that you all can know that you have the power and the will to do it too. I think that these 3 C's, we talking about choices, chances, changes. And today we talking about changes. I made a change, even though I wound up with this, but I made a change. And that change changed me for the rest of my life to be able to be available for you and your family. And that's what we're doing here. Our change made us available. You know, to be able to talk at SUR-VICTOR as a woman of his power to share hope to you all today. I'm just so excited. Y'all was here. I got y'all on the hot seat, but
you know, and the thing they can learn on the backs of us. They can learn. You can always learn on the backs of somebody else who has gone through it. You don't have to go through it. You can just learn on the backs of other people, and it's going to cut so many years off your time, so much pain out of your life, so much disconnection from our minds if we can learn off the back of others. This isn't something, you know, when I was a little girl, my grandma would tell me little stuff. Girl, you better stop doing that. And you know what my mindset was, and I'm going to keep it real, because I believe that our generation, I'm talking about our generation, women that's 50 and above, we kept those secrets, and it's hurting the next generation.
That's right.
And so that's what my book is about. My book is about my testimony, but it's geared towards women my age that don't want to tell their story. You know why we don't want to tell the story? Because we're ashamed of how we're going to look. We're ashamed that our children won't accept us the same. We're ashamed that our husband won't see us the same, and the church is going to turn us away. Yes, it is. We are ashamed of that, and we are afraid that we won't be accepted. But I'm saying that the devil is a lie, and I say that I'm accepted of the Lord, so I don't care what the devil say and come tell these lies. One more thing, and I'm going to be quiet. You said a very powerful thing, what Martin LutherKing said.
God.
And this is what Maya Angelou said, and y'all can take this.
And I already know what you're saying. Yes, God.
When somebody show you, not tell you, but when somebody show you who they are, believe
Believe
them
that.
the first time. That's the
right.
rest
The
of it.
first
That
time.
most people don't say
Yeah,
that part. They
the
just say believe them. But when somebody show you who they are, believe them the first time. And I'm gonna say this as a therapist, I know this to be true. I've experienced it and I know it professionally. When you have abuse in your home, it never gets better.
That's
they
right.
tell you they're sorry because you know why? They don't want you to leave them because
That's
they want to do it again.
And they don't want to look shameful.
They're not sorry. They can only change that. And you need to understand this. Let them change away from you.
Thank you.
Let them change away from you. Then that's when you know it's real change.
That's
because
right.
if they telling you they sorry and they change for a week to 2 weeks and they go back to it and they tell you they sorry, they change for a week to 2 weeks.
Me.
That is what happens. That is the cycle. Don't believe the hype.
That's right.
Get away and let them change on their own.
And get help. You know, I wanted to add and let her go ahead when you said as well, you know, we do have to receive who they are. You know, I already know, and many of you know, and we want to make sure that men that may watch this, they want to make sure you know we're not beating up on no men. We're not doing any of that, and we're not making women look like silly. But what we are here to do is make sure that we help a sister and a brother out. Because we need to know that if you got an issue that you know is secret, that you know that you're having a struggle with, that you know you're angry, and you know you just, like I said, a time bomb. You know, this is why we got so many of these kids being sacrificed, being killed today. Because you ran off and left. I ran off and left them kids in that house because I didn't know what else to do. I had to get out of there. But we went back and got my baby because I really felt that it was going to be okay. But nowadays, it ain't okay. They're killing everybody, killing the whole house. And so I think that we need to make sure we get that understanding. You know, you saw that. I saw this man for the time, but he beat me up while I was dating him. And I figured, oh, he loved me. You know, that's what we think. We think that he's going to change. You know, we think the sex going to change him. We think all these things going to change him. You know, you're going to church, you're trying to be a holy woman of God. You think that's going to change him. And he ain't a bit more looking at that at all because he's dealing with his own demons. Let me let her talk. I know she's burned up on here.
That's unbelievable. Everything you said is absolutely true. The one thing that I just want to add, when they say, forgive me, I'm sorry, it's just because I love you so much. Please don't believe them.
That's right.
Don't believe them. Like you said, all they're trying to do is to keep you there.
Yes.
They need to get help.
They do.
Get the heck away from there.
Yes. And don't be afraid to go. Don't be afraid to go. You know, the church has said that, you got a covenant, you stay with your husband. And when I counsel people for divorce or counsel them for pre-divorce or pre-marriage, I always tell them, you stepped into a covenant. But remember, that covenant is love. It is not abuse. It is not manipulation. It's not witchcraft. It's none of those things. So don't think that this woman needs to stay there because you found a scripture that to make her stay in all the abuse. We didn't make sure we understand that you are married into somebody's generation.
Yes.
These things are going to come up, and if you already know they there, and you see he don't even treat his mother respectable, what do you think he gonna do to you?
God help me today. That's right. Is there, believe me, sister.
You can see it right away.
Deal with it. You're gonna deal with it.
And trust me, it's nothing about the women, and it's nothing about you that makes them do that. And that's whether it's a man or a woman. It's nothing about you. The Bible says that men are enticed and driven away from their own lust. So whatever is going on with them, it's within them. It has nothing to do with you. It's an insatiable desire on the inside of them. And see, you would think that my sex ain't good enough. I'm not pretty enough. Any of that. That's not anything to do with you because you're beautiful. You're pretty enough. Whatever the case may be, you are enough. You have to know that. This is what the Bible talks about. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. There's only one you. Just know that, and don't even, that's the trick of the enemy, that you're not good enough. But when you find somebody being wayward like that in your life, it's time to kick those things out of your life. And thank God that they were manifesting for them to get out of your life. That is a no-go. That's it. That's a check. No go.
You see it, and it's time.
It's got to go.
That's why you need premarital counseling. even dating counseling.
Yes.
I believe that. I'm serious because I tell people, you can date. Well, let me, and you need to run by those people who can see in the spirit that are prophetic. They can see ahead of time, and because I am a seer, people go, "Are you sure, Dr. Murphy?" I'm positive.
Yes.
I'm positive this ain't it. Because I remember I told a bunch of women. I know y'all probably seeing me here, and I done told y'all this ain't it. And
Right.
these women come back and go, everything you said you saw
It's
was
true.
true.
Yes.
And I said, I'm telling you, you need to run by still. Because I'm telling you right now.
Yes.
We are out right now. We got so much we want to say, but I just thank y'all for joining us
goodness.
today on my,
Thank you
I
for
call it, this
having
is my
us.
Sir
Oh, my
Victor
goodness.
Day.
Yay.
September the 6th.
Hallelujah.
That the
Thank you,
Lord
God.
had me
Yes.
alive and well.
Yes.
And I'm just so grateful that I'm still alive to be able, not only send a lot of hope to you that's watching me, but I'm here to talk and say what I need to say, regardless of who want to receive it. But I know even after I go to glory, somebody is going to see
Oh,
it.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
To say,
Gonna
that
help
woman, I
somebody.
believe her. They
That's
said that
right.
stuff.
Mhm.
These were Sir Victors. These were women who of power, of his power, that God is using to help me to know that I got to make a decision or a change. Right?
Yes.
Woo,
Amen.
Lord. So one thing I want to add, we're going to close. I got this quote that says, strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. I call it the supernatural will. That means that strong,
Wow.
that brave, that seems impossible, that thing that look like you're going to be defeated, that thing that look like you're so frightened. That means that your spirit says, I can.
Yes.
And you can. For you who are going through, for those who feel so challenged, you've heard the Sir Victor's here along with me. And I really, really remain the same. Again, the pain of preparation is much less costly. What y'all?
Then the pain of regret.
We out of here.
Yes.
Just want to make sure you know
God
we don't
bless
need to
you.
regret.
No.
We need to make sure we make some change.
Yes.
Bye. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being with us
That was
today.
awesome.
Love y'all.
Oh my goodness.